This is the domestic report from Topakalate News. We're starting with a focus on politics. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has reportedly agreed to run on a joint ticket for the 2027 presidential election, with Atiku serving a single 4-year term and Obi as his running mate and successor. Sources disclosed that the agreement was first discussed in a private meeting in the UK earlier this year, and while both leaders are consulting with loyalists, indications suggest the deal is close to being finalized. Amid internal crisis rocking both the PDP and LP, the duo is considering the African Democratic Congress as a fallback platform, with coalition talks accelerating behind the scenes. However, some key Obi supporters publicly denied knowledge of the agreement, even as the ADC leadership confirms ongoing engagement with major opposition figures in a bid to forge a mega coalition to unseat the ruling APC in 2027. Still in politics, hundreds of Itsekiri youths over the weekend held a peaceful protest across Warri, urging the Independent National Electoral Commission to correct alleged irregularities in its recent ward redelineation exercise, which they claim marginalized the Itsekiri ethnic group. The march, which spanned the NPA and Warri Sapele roads to Ogunu and ended in Ikoride, was aimed at challenging what the protesters described as misinformation about land ownership in Warri. In a joint statement, leaders of the walk called for fairness and dismissed accusations of arms stockpiling as false. They insisted that INEC failed to adhere to its own guidelines, demanding an urgent and just review. Now moving to economy, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Dunhai, has announced plans to establish electric vehicles factories in Nigeria, emphasizing stronger China-Nigerian collaboration in unlocking the potential of the country's solid mineral sector. Speaking during a visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alaka, he praised Nigeria's resource wealth and strategic significance, noting that recent engagement between presidents have elevated bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Alaka welcomed the move, urging Chinese investors to commit to full-cycle mining investments, processing raw materials locally to drive industrial growth and reduce fossil fuel dependency. Both parties pledged to curb illegal mining and improve regulatory compliance, as China reaffirmed its support for Nigeria's industrialization goals. More on economy, the Central Bank of Nigeria reported a 4.145 trillion naira decline in net loans and receivables in 2024 as it scaled down overdraft financing to the federal government and phased out interventionist lending under Governor Yemi Cardoso's reforms. According to the audited statement, net loans fell from 16.1 trillion naira to 12 trillion naira, driven largely by 4.7 trillion naira reduction in ways and means advances. The move followed the securitization of the 22.7 trillion naira overdrafts in 2023 and partial repayments totaling 7.3 trillion naira. Governor Cardoso's new policy direction, focused on curbing fiscal dominance and restoring monetary stability, also saw intervention programs shrink significantly. Analysts view these developments as validating Cardoso's stance, with excessive interventions distorted monetary policies and hindering private credit growth. Now on safety, one construction worker has been confirmed dead and 3 others rescued with injuries after a 1-story building under construction collapsed on Sunday afternoon at Ishaga Road opposite Adi Araba Central Mosque in Mushin area of Lagos. The incident, which occurred around 3:30 p.m, triggered a swift response from the emergency agencies including Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service and NEMA. While the rescued victims are receiving treatment, search and rescue efforts are ongoing to ensure no one is left behind under the rumble. That is the domestic news for now on Topakalate News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and developments. I am Blessing Bassi.